So what is appreciative inquiry? Well, it's just a way of being, a way of bringing about change, but it's also a way of being and seeing in the world. So that's the two pieces. Like, we're going to go through a methodology in these 2 days, right? It's a big change kind of thing with this large number of people. But it's about being every day, as Marianne was describing. So it's a way of bringing about change in human systems. The human system is anywhere from your own personal system. I use appreciative inquiry a lot of myself, coaching myself. Sometimes you have those little voices that say, "No, you're no good at that." Okay, what's an appreciative way to reframe that and talk to yourself and change your own system? So it's anywhere from the individual to small group, to relationships, family relationships, personal relationships, work relationships, to large organizational change, to community change. When David Cooperrider, who is kind of the father of appreciative inquiry, because he's the first person to coin it in the early 80s, when he talks about business as an agent of world benefit and working with the UN and the Dalai Lama and all of this kind of level of people that are working around the world to work with appreciative inquiry, it's really amazing to think how that can counteract what we see so much of in the news every day, which is not predominantly appreciative. I mean, I got really excited when the two guys in the school with the pink T-shirts. Did everybody hear about that? Wasn't that in the Valley? Yeah, which town was it? Cambridge. I got so excited, and didn't the world get excited too? Because for those of you who didn't hear the story, there was a kid that came to school in grade 8 and wore a pink T-shirt the first day and got bullied. So these two grade 12 boys said, okay, we're going to get a bunch of pink T-shirts and we're going to get as many people in the school to wear pink T-shirts. And then it just sort of mushroomed from there, wasn't it? One day last week, schools across the province kids were wearing pink T-shirts. That's the kind of story that will shift our energy. And that's what appreciative inquiry is about. It's shifting the energy to focus on the things that are working well, that inspire, that make us feel like there's good in humanity. The first thing is creating an appreciative climate. And I've got a few activities, and we're going to spend probably half the morning doing these sort of getting into the creative, collaborative, kind of imaginative piece. And then the second part of the morning, then I get to hold the microphone more because I'm going to do a lot of giving you some of the background so you can go away saying, I want to read more about this, I want to do that. I've put up a book table for resources. If people want to browse, feel free to browse. And I'm going to introduce you to something that I'm going to be using during the 2 days as a tool, and hopefully you'll accept my tool. It has a lot of stories. My favorite story, though, is I travel a lot. I travel across North America. I do workshops and I train facilitators. And my favorite one is, I think it was the Halifax airport, and I went through security. Of course, I have to carry this on. I have it in a little bag, so it sort of sticks out. And the security guard took it out of the bag. What is this? It's my magic facilitator wand. He looked me straight in the eye and said, "Lady, your secret is safe." It's the fastest I've ever got through security.
We also had a couple of things that came out. One aha moment went from taking the SWOT analysis to the SOAR analysis to eliminate some of that negativity that was there. And then we kind of got into trying to look at some positives in terms of evaluations. So you do your performance reviews, and we start talking about some of the histories we've seen in our performance reviews where you tend to look at the negatives too much. Or people apologize because they can't give you the kind of grades that they wanted to because there's quotas. And we're saying what a shame that is, because there's opportunities during that particular piece if you could take those strengths, build those strengths, and grow on those.
When we came up with the first sheet, Francis stuck up this sheet, said, common community vision. I followed right behind her and I said, one, a single vision. As I'm walking by, Francis said, aren't we talking the same thing? So already, we thought we better get together to try to figure out just exactly what we meant by that.
Communication, serious issue that we pointed out and needs to be reframed.
As organizations, just understanding where it is you want to go, having that vision, and then creating an environment where you need to persevere and you have to model the way and you have to enable others to act, and you create an environment where not doing that or trying to bump up against that is no longer acceptable.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Thank all the little people.
No, in listening to this morning, again, the practice of appreciation for me was affirmed because there's a group of us, and I was sharing this with a friend that's here as well, that how spirituality calls me in the practice of spirituality, and this is from St. Ignatius 600 years ago, about acknowledging moments of gratitude each day. You go through your whole day and just say thanks. And I was struck by, again, this sense of appreciative inquiry is around, again, the appreciative aspect of that is being affirmed in terms of moving it into the broader work life sphere, and actually how over the years in terms of that practice has made a difference to, again, say it's changed, it's shifted my orientation towards wanting to be more grateful. And so being here today is a part of that acknowledgement. Can we bring that into the workplace?
Great.
Okay.
The concept of positive deviancy and how, making sure that you focus on the things that are working and building up around those. And the other comment, while it's not intended to be pessimistic, is that while it's intellectually good to discuss this, and it seems very important that we all adopt it, it's having the skills to be able to apply it, to practice it, and to get into the habit of doing this appreciative inquiry, how do you act it out, day to day.
One of the things I liked today, if I can remember it, was the acronym SOAR, which stands for Strengths, Opportunities, Aspirations, and Results. And that replaces the old SWOT acronym that we're all used to hearing about. So it looks at things more positively and still enables us to examine our opportunities.
What do you appreciate?